Quick question. 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 Quick question.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Quick Question. I am Travis.
I am Jonathan.
And joined by yet another guest.
We have another confirmed guest.
Definitely
confirmed guest.
I hope she's confirmed because she's
is
in the room.
In the Quick Question studio with us. Guys, we are very pleased to be joined by my friend and recent co-star.
Mm-hmm.
We just did a film together in Kentucky. Please put your hands together for the Spanish goddess, Alicia Sanz.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm great. I'm very happy to be here.
Welcome to the Quick Question studio.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
It's been a hot minute. So Alicia, we have a format we do here.
Mm-hmm.
You're familiar with it. You're gonna answer a question, and the question comes from the jar of questions. All right, so here's the jar. Shake it up good.
None of those questions have ever been asked by any previous guest, and some previous guests
Make
have
sure
written
you
some
choose
of the
wisely, Alicia.
have written some of the
All right,
questions.
I got it.
You got one?
Yes.
Uh-oh,
got
you got
two.
two.
Oh,
Which one are
wait.
you gonna pick?
This one.
Oh,
All right.
it's a heady one.
Okay.
Okay.
Quick question, Alicia. Read it out loud.
Your house is on fire. Your computer is already burned. What would you save?
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh. So my computer is already burned.
Your computer's already gone.
So
and my
you-
house is on fire.
Yeah.
What would I save? My dog. 100%.
I like the dog idea.
I mean, that's
That's kind of a yeah.
it's kind of a given. Is that what you're gonna say?
I wouldn't leave my dog in the house. Would you leave Leroy in there?
No, I just in this world where your house is on fire and the computer
Uh-huh.
is burned.
Yeah.
So clearly you've slept through some of the fire. Like at some point you've woken up.
Or you know you're doing some cooking. You're cooking. You're looking at the computer for the recipe. The fire starts in the kitchen. You forget your computer in the kitchen. You're in bed sleeping. The fire starts in the kitchen. Your
I'm
computer's
sorry.
the first thing to go up.
I'm sorry. I'm questioning the setup here.
Are you questioning my question?
I'm questioning that there's a fire and that you went to sleep. You're like
No. I'm saying while you're asleep, like something catches fire and your computer happened to be in the kitchen.
Got it. Okay.
And now the computer goes up.
I thought what you were saying was you're cooking, your computer catches on fire, and you're like, "This is too much."
And guys,
I'm gonna go take a nap.
I don't know if you guys follow Alicia on social media, but she has the cutest little puppy now. What's
She
your dog's
is.
name again?
Cleo.
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 Cleo for the Americans.
Uh-huh.
Tell us about
Cleopatra.
Cleo.
Oh,
Tell us- tell
like
us
the jewel of the Nile.
Well,
Yeah.
she is now 4 months old. She's driving a little bit. She's driving me crazy because the potty training. She's not getting it. And I remember you telling me, getting a puppy is a lot of work.
I
and,
told you.
I don't regret it. I love her so much, but she drives me nuts sometimes.
Is she like shitting in the house?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. And
I told
I
you.
have carpet too, so it's like I have to be watching her literally 24/7.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna. Do you have Nature's Miracle?
I do have that,
Yes.
but that's not working. I'm sorry. It's just not working. And I actually got it by mistake because I wanted to get the apples vinegar thing, so she doesn't get to bite and things.
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah,
a
yeah.
second spray. But
It's
I got the
it's like
other.
it prevents her from chewing things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you chew a lot of things.
She does. My dog does. She does. Everything she finds, she'll chew it. But anyways, yeah, but I got the natural miracle thing by mistake.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I already have it. I'm going to try it.
I'll tell you, man. When I told you that dogs were a big thing, Melissa and I mean, Moxie almost ruined our fucking relationship.
Melissa is your fiance. Moxie is your dog.
Yes.
For those who are new to the show.
Yes, Melissa's my fiance. Moxie is our pup, who's now, wow, she's almost 7. That's crazy.
That's
but
like middle aged.
I know. That's like
Yeah.
49 in dog years. Yeah.
Does she
But
have,
we
does she
got-
have a 401k? Has she been planning for her future?
Yeah.
Has she been saving?
I've been saving for her. But no, Moxie would it would be so frustrating because she would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
She'd be like at one day she would go to the door and be like, oh my God, she's finally learned how to go outside. And then 2 days later, a friend will come over and she'll jump on my friend and piss on his lap. That's a true story. She peed on Rick Glassman.
Oh, well, that's a good choice.
Well, I just literally 2 days ago just stepped on a shit because I
Oh,
didn't
no.
see it, and I was walking barefoot, and I was like, "Oh my god!" 'Cause-
Barefoot?
Yes,
Oh,
barefoot. So I was like, "What?
Was
People say that's like good luck, so maybe
Here's
it was
a
meant
weird
to be."
you know why people say that's good luck?
because they're
Because they're trying to make light out of the fact that you
Right.
just stepped in shit barefoot.
um,
Otherwise, people would just be walking around looking for shit to step in.
absolutely. And anytime someone brings up stepping in shit on the show, I do have to dive deeper. Was it cold or was it warm?
Oh
Oh
God!
jeez, it was soft. I don't remember the temperature.
I'm gonna lean. I think that leans towards warm.
Yeah.
It was fresh.
It
Yeah.
was a fresh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
What kind of a dog is she?
She's a red toy poodle.
Oh, those shit a lot.
They actually
I know.
do.
I know. Yeah.
Like 3 times a day, at least. 3
Tell me.
times. And you know what happens is like whenever I see her go into that position that we all know that dogs go,
Oh,
right?
yeah, the
I
crouch.
go like, no, Cleo, no. So I go, I pick her up, and on the way, there's always shit.
Oh golly! See, that was the good thing about Moxie. Like when she started to pee inside, and I lifted her up, she would stop.
Oh,
and I'd
no,
bring her
no,
outside
no. She
and
wouldn't stop. She would still like shitting on
She's
the
like,
way.
the train has left the station.
You know what's funny is so my dog Leroy, we've had him now just over 5 years.
By the way,
Yes.
best dog ever.
He is adorable.
I fucking love your dog.
I love him to like literally every day. I'm like, oh, I can't love him more, and then I find a way to love him more. But one of the few fun things about social media is that you can go back and see where you were, like a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
So I see the first week that we have Leroy, and I said, I don't think he's a dog. I think he's just a malfunctioning shitting robot. Because he just wouldn't stop shitting everywhere.
I mean, is that something you were feeding him, or
Yeah.
what? I gave him a steady diet of chili and hot dogs.
Yeah. Everybody knows that's what you feed a puppy.
Yeah. Chili and hot dogs. What do you feed your dog?
Yeah. Garlic and hot peppers, right?
So yeah. So all right. So other than a dog, though, like I would. This is gonna sound fucking nuts. I think I would save like my whiskey collection.
That does sound nuts. You're 100% right about that. I don't disagree that your first thought is better grab the booze. There's a
Yeah.
fire.
It's a very expensive whiskey collection.
Well, you see, my go-to thing would be, in addition to my dog, because I figure my wife, she's got legs. She can take care of herself. My other thing I would grab is my guitar. I have a really precious guitar that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing about the question and about the idea of like finding yourself in peril. Like what becomes important to you?
Are we assuming that our ladies are already out of the house?
Yeah, I'm assuming
Are we just like they're fucking gone already? Right?
I'm for sure assuming that another person in this situation is also ambulatory and
Right.
is able to leave.
Yeah. I mean,
If my wife is trapped under something, then she's my first priority.
Yeah.
what? I mean,
Although my dog's pretty great.
your dog is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I would maybe my whiskey collection or
I
or
just
like
feel like material things, you can always.
No, this was made just for me. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Okay, well,
irreplaceable.
I mean maybe like a hard drive, an external hard drive. But I think
Your
that kinda
computer is burned.
well, the
external hard drive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have one. Yes, I have one where I keep all my stuff since I was like, I don't know, my first computer I had 15 years old.
All
I
your
think.
secrets.
All my secrets
All
are
your
there.
digital
The
secrets.
photos, from my first boyfriends and like stuff like that.
Oh my
I-
God!
that's-
You have all of that?
I see. I have like I still have
Yeah, but you don't keep it in your laptop. You just keep it in a external,
safe in a secret
In a secret-
compartment
secret
in a
safety.
secret latch under your carpet.
Okay, I think this says a lot more about me. Like when relationships have ended, I wipe all of that, like both up here
Really?
and on the hard drive. I'm like that.
Wait
part-
a minute.
That's done.
You've recently said that you keep in touch with them.
I keep in touch with them, but we're talking that's been 2 decades. And
Oh,
it's
I
like
see.
now I'll talk to you.
Okay.
But at the time, it's like bye, I'm out, I'm done.
So you're
Yeah.
the one that like deletes, you unfollow on social media, and you do all of that.
I'm very old. So when
Come on.
and I've also been with my now wife for 15 years. So
Okay.
we've been in a couple for 15 years. She's the only social media relationship I've had. So all of the other exes I have, we found each other on social media and we're friendly.
Yep.
But at the time when we were dating, there were barely chat rooms.
Mm-hmm.
So it was never a thing. But if I were, oh my God, I'd block all of them.
Can
I'd
you-
immediately block them.
Can you imagine, like, because we grew up in the age before cell phones.
Yeah.
And like when we were in
I
college,
grew up before electricity. I'm really old.
he had to self-propel his car.
I did.
Talking to real.
Yeah. Now, what you're telling me with Flintstones is that your problems.
Your problem with the Flintstones. So, but can you imagine having like dating apps when we were in college?
No.
I can't get over it. Like
No.
the kids today, they
Stop it.
the kid.
These kids today.
I am double.
off my
I am
digital lawn!
more than double the age of the kids in college right now.
Hold on. Let me check that. Yep, that's correct.
That is correct.
A freshman, a graduating college student.
Yes.
You're
Still,
Yeah.
But like, I couldn't imagine that. I mean, back in my day,
here it comes.
we had to like, it was fucking horrifying. You had to like, like if we liked a girl, we had this thing called the Greek guide or the student guide, and you had to like find their number through their dorm, and you had to like call them on a landline.
Is this a book or is this a guy like?
Wait, did you have Facebook though?
No,
No.
No.
I graduated college in 200001.
Oh my God.
Okay, that's
So
a
I
long
was in.
time ago.
Yeah.
I-
Wait, that was a long time ago.
I would, if I had stayed in college, I would have graduated in 1996. We were so new. I went to a school that had a famous tech department, and they had to explain to me what email was. And I was like, who
Really?
would use this?
Yeah, I know. Same thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was none of that. And when you said the Greek guide, I just pictured a guy being like, "What do you want to know about this girl?"
The Greek guide.
I know the
Oh.
Greek guide. Come here, I show you. I show you.
Did you go to school in Spain or in the States or?
I did in Spain, in
Okay.
Madrid. Yeah.
And
Do they call it university there, or do they call it college?
University.
Okay.
So this is actually a little fun fact for our listeners at home. She's from Spain, but she's from Africa.
Wait, hold on.
Right.
Those two places are not the same place.
So,
but-
there are two cities that belong to Spain, but they're located in Africa, frontier with Morocco. There's Ceuta and Melilla. And I'm from Ceuta, which is in the tip of Africa. It's frontier with Morocco. It's like an hour away from Tangier. And that's where I grew up.
Can I just say, one, I just learned something, and two, I could hear you say those names all day. That sounds awesome.
just rattle off
Yeah, oh my
Spanish cities
God.
for us.
I've never wanted to know more about geography than right now. This is awesome.
What was it like growing up there?
It was it's a small city, so it's like growing in a small city where everyone knows each other, and it was really fun. I mean, I have great memories, and I still have my friends growing up, and it's my roots, It's like that's why I speak Arabic too, because
You
What?
speak Arabic.
Oh
I
my
like
guys.
Malak. Yeah, because my nanny, her name is Sora, and she was from Morocco, and she used to speak to me in Arabic. Actually, in Spain, I've played Arabic before in TV shows, where I have an accent like I'm from Morocco, so this is literally like what I would do in Spain. Like,
I'm buying it right off the bat. right
So-
now.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
How many languages do you speak then?
Spanish, obviously, English, French,
Oh, come on.
and Arabic.
I barely.
And wait, you ready for this? She's
Yeah.
only been in the States like 3 years, 4 years now.
This is like 3 years living here, going back and forth but
And you didn't speak any English when you got
I
here.
didn't speak any English.
And
no.
here you are doing a podcast.
And before the show, you said there was a way that you learned to speak English, which was
Tell us, yeah.
with podcasts and Sex in the City.
Tell us the story.
Yeah. So I needed an easy show, common stuff that people would say on the street or whatever, like girl stuff. And I was living in Barcelona, and I remember my friend was like, "Hey, I got you a show," because that was back when Netflix didn't, we didn't have Netflix or anything in Spain. So you would have to buy the DVDs or like the shows. Remember
Right,
when you
right,
got
yeah.
the TV shows in like packages?
yes.
So I had the Sex in the City package.
I remember when they
Like-
invented
oh.
TV. I'm very old. I'm very, very old.
So you got Sex in the City.
And then I used to listen to NPR News, and I would just like find, on podcasts in the app, like, podcasts about actors that I liked, or like meditation, and the Oprah one that I love too.
Is it weird to think that right now somebody could be using this to learn English, and you're kind of giving
like someone,
back?
like
Yeah.
you're teaching people English right now, Alicia.
But
You are-
I remember the beginning, it was so hard. I couldn't understand any word. Like I remember NPR News, I would like be cooking in my kitchen and be like, what are they talking about? I mean, I guess like one day it'll
In
click.
serio?
En serio, te lo juro por Dios. O sea, I couldn't, and there's just one day that there's something that clicks and you're like, oh, wait, they're talking about this. They're talking about.
So I have a question. So when you first start listening, it's all gibberish, right?
Yeah.
Not like there's no hooks that you're getting in.
Nope.
You're not like, oh, I know that
Probably
word.
pick
Nope.
No, like you don't understand any words.
Nope.
So then what was the first thing that you're like, oh, that's a word I kind of know now?
I don't know.
Watching Sex in the City, I bet it was something kinky.
It's naughty.
I bet it was something kinky.
Mr. Big or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's just
El
like
Señor Grande.
El Señor Grande. It's just like you catch words, and that's how you recognize the word.
But you know how she said her place in Spain and her neighborhood, those are still her roots.
Yeah.
When in certain circumstances when her instincts kick in, she reverts right back to Spanish. Like we were on set in Kentucky, and I can't believe I didn't record this. It was supposed to record, but I snuck up behind her. I snuck up behind her.
Yes.
I snuck up behind her, and I went in her ear, and she said, Yes,
should I say that?
Yeah, say it. Go.
Me cago en tu puta madre, coño.
She went right back into like hardcore Spanish mode and started swearing at me in Spanish.
What did you?
Basically, you motherfucker kind of thing.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying this, but yes.
Oh, it's fine. Our audience doesn't care.
Yeah.
Literally.
I went for it. I was like, it came from my soul,
Please.
Because it was lit. It was legit like a good one. It was like, oh my God.
A motherfucker that comes from the soul
Oh,
is a hard motherfucker.
It was deep
Yeah.
because she jumped and looked at me, and I saw like that Spanish fire, and she was like just dead, like pointing at me and stuff. I lost it.
It's a little cultural appropriatism you just did there,
No,
John. That's
come
not
on.
okay.
Come on. Come on now.
I'm more curious about this transition of learning a language just by listening to other people talk it, because I've tried to do that and I can't.
Did you do like Rosetta Stone?
What
are you laughing at?
Because I feel like that's what all Americans try to do, to learn English, and it just doesn't work, Just have to find a reason why you want to speak the language. And if that reason is a strong reason, then you'll find a way to
So what you're telling me is I'm weak-willed. Is what I'm
Kind
hearing.
of.
Okay, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
It's a fair criticism.
Whenever I love traveling, and that's one of the things.
I thought you were going to say you loved me, but that's okay.
I do love you, Trav.
Too.
I love traveling. And one of the things I always try to do is learn like the simple phrases when I go some places. And cheers is always a good one. I love how cultures say cheers. I love learning that. I love how certain ethnicities say hello and thank you, and just trying to grasp a few words. So while I'm there, I just don't seem like the asshole American.
You'll find a way.
Are you one of those people that are bringing like a little book with words?
No. I use Google Translate.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
No. This is the age of technology, Alicia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, phone. Tell me what I need to tell these people. I want to go back to, prioritizing something.
Yeah.
And clearly, we're all pet people. We're all super into owning pets and making them part of our family. If you didn't have a pet,
Which is true, because you've only gotten Cleo recently.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
like
So
a couple months?
Yeah, 3 months.
and are you already super bonded to her? Like, can't imagine the world without her?
Does that mean that sometimes I hate her and sometimes I love her?
Sure.
Oh, so you're
Yes.
married. Yes, I would say yes.
Yes.
Well, you're 4 months in,
Yeah,
and you're 4 months into a puppy, and that's hard
it is hard.
because they don't know. It's It's
their
like
teeth, man.
It's like
They're
learning a
like
new language.
needles.
it's like
Their teeth are needles.
Have you thought of making Cleo listen to podcasts to learn how to be a better dog?
Yeah.
I should do that.
So,
you know?
and this is an interesting question. Do you speak to her in Spanish as well?
You know what? I do both.
Are you going to have a bilingual dog?
She actually, yeah, sometimes, the basics, she actually knows how to sit down and she shakes your hand. Like she gives you your hand.
Did you teach her that?
I did.
Oh, okay. I just
I
thought
did,
she
I
was
did.
like...
No. She just came
Thinking
like,
ahead of the curve?
Yeah, yeah.
No. So that is in English. But when I get really pissed, I go in Spanish. Yeah.
I
And then
can
she
see
knows.
that. Yeah.
And then she knows.
Yeah.
Does she?
Leo! ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces?
What does that mean?
What are you doing? What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Wait, I've heard that a lot.
Oh, what
Wait,
I
I've
would have
heard-
given to be there when you stepped in shit barefoot
Right?
and heard the Spanish flair that left your mouth.
What did you say when you did that?
Oh,
Oh,
I bet
shit.
she lost her mind. I bet she lost her mind,
I
Trev.
did. And she gets really scared when I get pissed. She's like, here she comes. So she knows.
When we first got Leroy, I don't deal well with shit. I don't deal well with the odor or the consistency. I dry heaved every time.
That's how Melissa was.
Every time I
Yep.
had to pick up after him. And now I'm like,
Just like,
yeah, now it's nothing.
Yeah.
So where are you in the
does it bother? Does it like gross you out?
You know what? I thought it was going to gross me out more, but now I see myself
It's
just
just your
like, I just
responsibility.
even clean her butt. So it's like,
Oh,
I do
yeah,
everything.
I don't go there.
I do
No?
everything I need to do.
You clean Leroy's butt?
I will let Brandy, my wife, know there's something wrong with Leroy's butt. You should probably look
But
at
you
it.
guys also have longer-haired dogs. Moxie's a pit bull. She's just she has short hair. She does her business and she's like done. You know.
Yeah, but then you.
I feel it's like when you have a baby, right? Like it's your baby. So
Sure.
then I don't know. For me, that's how I feel. Like
It's just
it
your
depends on the
responsibility.
quality of the poop too. Like
Right, that's true.
sometimes it's easier. Sometimes
Man,
it's
we are
like
doing a lot of shit talking.
Yeah,
lot of shit
Yeah.
talking.
Well, I was gonna say, unlike a baby, you don't have to express a baby's anal glands.
Uh-huh.
That
No,
is
that's what the groomer's
fucking-
for. That's you do it.
No, I don't do it.
Oh, that's the
I
gro-
can't.
yeah, the
I
groomers.
can't. I
That's
can't.
where the groomers go.
I signed up Leroy's anal glands for a art class so they can
Amazing.
express themselves. Yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
So, like, going back to what Travis said, if you didn't have Cleo, what would you have taken from your apartment if it was on fire?
if I didn't have Cleo. That's a tough question because I actually recently moved into this new apartment and I got rid of a lot of stuff and I realized I pack very light. I don't have.
Isn't that freeing? I was a collector for a long time of all kinds of shit. And then one day you go, this is actually weighing me down. I
Uh-huh.
can't
Yeah.
do this anymore.
I don't have anything that I would be like, oh, I need to get this. Like I literally don't have anything. I mean,
Are you okay?
I am okay. I'm okay.
I don't
Getting-
have anything.
is
She
it
puts
too
a hat
deep?
out in front of her. Like,
The
I
jar
have
of
like money hidden in my apartment.
she
right
dumps
now.
all the
Yeah,
questions
yeah.
out and puts the
the jar of questions just became a tip jar.
But
tip jar of
maybe we all have a folder with like, how do you say when someone writes you a note? Well, yeah, a note.
Yeah,
Notes.
there you,
Notes. Yeah.
you nailed
exactly.
it. Yeah.
Like notes, from friends or.
Do you keep a journal or a diary?
You know what? I know what. I know. I
Here-
do have, and that's what I've saved because that's where I write everything, and when I have sessions with people that I work with, different,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I keep everything there, everything that is personal, and I don't know, it's my little journal.
Yeah.
So yes, I would keep definitely that.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as sentimental, I'm a very sentimental person.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like I don't really keep like notes. I think I have like one or two notes from like my mom or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
But all my pictures and all my sentimental shit is like scanned and on my computer. So if that goes, I'm like,
You're done.
Really?
yeah,
Did you take a picture, like a scan with the picture?
yeah. And I have a scanner inside too, and
Mm-hmm.
so I like literally. It's crazy how your computer becomes your life.
Oh, absolutely. Even your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My phone. I would freak out if.
I mean, we've talked about this before, but I don't think kids today they know how to function without a phone. I don't think
Which
they
is
do.
funny because I recently just went to Cuba and they don't have Wi-Fi there. There's just like certain points, and I couldn't use my phone, and I went there by myself. So
How freeing was that? Did you feel great?
it was amazing because you could see people playing on the streets. Like they communicate. That's the only way they have to like meet people. You know what I mean? Like. It's just like you meet someone, they're not looking at their phones. They're not checking what
They're
time
like, they're
is it.
present.
They're present.
Are
They're
they?
looking at you.
What's
and
that?
yeah,
what's
like
that?
you right
What's that?
now.
Oh,
Like
fine,
you
that's
right now.
I love doing visual bits for an audio podcast. It's really, really,
Yeah.
really telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find that too. 'Cause, I do a lot of. I don't do a lot of. I've done a lot of stand-up comedy, and most comedians cannot interact with people. They can only look at their phone and see who's giving them validation. That's
Yeah.
the only
God.
thing that people do.
Well, it's like the whole thing with social media. There was this interview I watched recently where every time people are becoming like literally addicted to their phones and to social media, because every time they get that little bing, every time they see that someone liked their photo
Yeah.
or clicked on their profile, it actually releases dopamine.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
And it's
really?
like, it's been clinically proven that
Yeah.
it releases dopamine. So it's almost like they're getting a little pat on the back every time someone likes it. So they like if they post a selfie and then all these people start liking it, they start going, oh, yay me. It's like a feeling of accomplishment. It's like that's no.
Yes, but in a world where we are in a world
full of narcissists.
yeah, only one man can have all the likes. Coming this summer, social media. I think we end up getting very isolated in modern society.
Yeah.
And then, at least speaking for myself, for a long time, I was only living through my phone. Like that was the only way I talked to people. And then after a while, you're like, I haven't been outside in a while. I should probably go see like John. What's John up to? I just go out and see people. And nobody talks to anybody one-on-one easily anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of like unique to Los Angeles too, because coming from Chicago, people just talk to each other.
Yep.
And like even in New York, people just like talk to each other. In LA, everybody's just like too cool for school. Like they don't.
That's true. But you've grown up internationally. What was it like where you grew up?
I mean, where I grew up, people are very friendly and open, and especially I feel like in the States it's the same too, isn't it? Like from the people from the
I feel
South.
like you grew up in the same village that like Beauty and the Beast is based on. It's
Exactly.
like, there goes Alicia. There's the baker with his tray like always, and there's Alicia.
Really, like people. I feel like people from the south of Spain are especially like friendlier, and open, and I don't know. It's a different energy, I'd say. It's like in Cuba, like people were like dancing on the streets, and the energy, even though they're so poor and they don't have anything, they're still happy and they're still like trying to make the best out of what they have,
Right. So when you moved to the States, how did you meet people? Like, did you have friends here before you moved?
I didn't have friends here before I moved, but I knew friend.
It must be really tough for an attractive Spanish girl to make friends in Los Angeles.
I had one friend.
I'm gonna guess it was real lonely for a long time.
Well, it was tough. It was tough because the first time I came here, because I used to come like back and forth. I used to like work in Spain, make money, and then come here, spend all my money. And I did that for a few years.
This city is good at that. This city
right?
is real good
it's really good.
Oh, do you have money?
Especially when you don't speak Spanish, English, and you don't have a visa. So how do you work?
And you're like, I only know Sex in the City and podcasts.
Exactly.
Please take me somewhere.
But basically, I have this one friend, Gustavo, and he introduced me to someone else. And then I met one of my best friends and my publicist, Denise. And then, and then you start meeting people. And
wait, you went from friend to publicist? That's an
I did.
amazing transition.
It's kind of incredible. It's
I mean, I don't know. I feel like life just puts you the right people,
True.
When did
John and I got to know each other because he moved down the street from
See?
me.
That's it.
Easy. That was easy. So
One of my favorite lines, though. So before I bought this house, I was looking at this other house in like Woodland Hills, and Travis goes, "Well, Woodland Hills wouldn't be that far. Like we can still come visit you." And I was like, "No, we wouldn't know each other."
Exactly.
I was like, "I never would have met you."
It really matters in LA. I feel like, where your friends live and they're close or not, to see them more often.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially once you get to be a homeowner, you're like, well, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm just going to stay here.
Yeah.
My dream is to just keep making more money and just have a compound and people come to me.
I love that idea.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
That is the dream.
Amazing. I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to have people come here.
Yeah, that's why we record the podcast at John's house, because he doesn't want to go anywhere.
No, it's the Quick Question Studio.
The QQ Studio. Sorry.
Quick Question
Yeah.
Studio. So when you didn't speak any English when you came here, and I'm just trying to think, as an actor, and if we went to, let's say you and I went to Spain.
1,000 times yes.
Yeah, you and I go to Spain.
Are you asking me?
I'll go to Spain with you, Travis.
Yes.
But if we went there and like, can you imagine having to audition like not speaking the language? How did you
That was
How
the
did you do
toughest
that?
part.
How did you do that?
I would just memorize the way the words sounded, and I always had American roommates, and I had always a dialect coach too. And I remember just being like a robot, just memorizing lines, and I remember the first auditions at Mumble in the Room. I mean, it was a shit show. It was a shit show. But then it gets a point where you're like more comfortable.
But I
and
love that you know the term shit
shit
show.
show.
That's
Like-
amazing.
You're like a fucking success story. It's like it's amazing.
I remember like calling my mom after auditions, being like, "There's no way I can make it here. I can't. I cannot even read through the whole." Because I actually at the beginning of my career here, I would get these auditions where it was not for my age. It was like these long monologues, and I'm so stubborn that I would be like, "Oh, I have to be off book," because that's how I do it in Spain.
Oh.
In Spain, when you go to auditions,
Yeah, you gotta be perfect.
you have to be completely off book. And that's something, for me, I think it's part of my success here too, because, I go to an audition as if I was going to shoot. If I was going on set,
You're
like fully prepared.
I'm
you're
fully
showing up
prepared.
ready to do the job.
ready to do it.
You're coming in going, this is my job.
and
Give it to
and
me
I
now.
I can verify this because when we were in Kentucky, the thing I loved about the cast there, was that anytime, we were gone for a month and we'd still get auditions and appointments that we
Yeah.
have to self-tape for. And the cast was like so into helping everybody else out.
Yeah.
Aiden and Shanaza and Zach and Alicia. And I had worked with Alicia a few times, like putting her on tape.
Yes.
And she would show up and it was just like she's like, give me the sides. And she was like, we're talking like 10 pages of material. And she would just be like every scene.
Well, but
like,
do you remember that first one that I had to say crazy stuff? That for me was like, Rebecca, how do you? It was even hard for you to say it. Imagine for me when they send you these sides that it's all like from the space, or
yeah, yeah.
that one we had to do.
Yeah.
Oh, that I was playing actually like extraterrestre, like someone from outside
from
the
like an
Earth.
alien.
An alien, exactly.
Oh yeah, it was for was it for Men in Black?
I think it was.
I think she was like reading
yeah.
for Men in Black, and she
Yeah.
had to play an alien. And it was like she was like all these like futuristic like space terminology,
Crazy
And she's
stuff.
like, what the fuck is this? She was like, what the fuck is this?
I was like, there's no way I can do this.
Yeah.
And Jonathan was actually, he was supporting me, and we did it, and we
It
did it.
It came out really well.
It came out really well, and sometimes you just need friends like that, that
Aw,
push you
Yes.
a little bit.
Someone who knows how to
Aw.
make you say sci-fi terms. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's the word I was looking for. Sci-fi.
Sci-fi?
Sci-fi,
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Sci-fi terms. So then, what was your first what was your first English speaking role that you booked?
The first one was from Dusk Till Dawn.
The
that's right,
series?
the TV series.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
The second season.
That's awesome.
It was on.
Yeah.
Was that Netflix or?
It's
That
on
was-
Netflix. It
yeah.
was on El
El-
Rey,
yeah.
and now it's on Netflix too.
Yeah.
But I remember like the director coming to correct me. Like sometimes I would put like the accent in the wrong places, like instead of like you have to trust me, you have to trust me, like stuff like that. Like he would like come,
That's called line reading.
Right.
but also like the, you know what I mean, like the exact intonation
yeah.
and all of that, and that's how you learn really. Like now,
True, but
Which is
I'm also of the opinion that your intricacies, your own little
Cadence and
stamp on
nuance,
it
yeah.
is the way
Yeah.
that you do something.
yeah.
And
But
me-
sometimes it's hard for Americans to understand, especially when it's a show that.
Could you
know,
stress Americans? No.
One of my favorite Alicia isms was when we were in Louisville. No, we were in
the mountains.
no when we
I'm
were.
Ron Burgundy.
Remember when we were staying in those cabins?
Yes, where I had the
Don't say it. Don't say it.
What?
roaches.
La cucaracha.
Oh.
Cucaracha. And the other, what was the other one? The wasps. Wasps.
So,
Well, there's
oh
a
my
lot
god,
of
I have this video of.
there's a lot of wasps.
We have a
in,
lot of stories.
in Kentucky.
No, dude, this was like I had.
That was
my-
a very
my-
funny
my
joke.
Cabin,
That was a very funny joke.
My cabin was infested with
Yeah.
giant red wasps.
Mine
I'm talking
too.
everywhere. Like I couldn't sleep at night because I had this fear
Yeah.
of being stung.
but
And then like Alicia would call me up. She's like, Jonathan, there is a wasp, and I'd have to like come running over to her cabin and like kill this wasp. But so the stunt crew on our movie had a party, and it was like in this fucking cabin that was like buried in the mountains. We had to walk we got there at like 2 a.m, and it was like walking through the wilderness in like rural Kentucky at 2 a.m. to go to this party. And then afterwards, I was driving us back to the cabin, and Alicia was just so tired. And Alicia goes, "Oh, I cannot wait to go home and crash my bed." And I said, "No, it's just can't wait to go home and crash. I can't wait to go home to crash my bed."
It sounds like you're driving your bed.
Exactly.
I think we need to learn some Spanish.
Actually, I have a Spanish thing I wanted to ask you about because I know about it, and I'm curious how prevalent it is.
Can I guess what it is?
Yes.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
No, it's not a Spanish phrase. It's a thing in Spain, specifically
it?
from Catalonia.
Oh.
Ooh.
Cagatillo?
¿Qué?
All right.
Cagatillo.
What?
Oh, I know what that is.
Yeah, you know it.
You told me about this. And this brings it all back to where because we've been talking about poop.
Yes.
Cagatillo, cagar means to shit.
Yes.
I mean, but cagatillo, tío, it's like
Uncle.
buddy.
Uncle,
or like
right?
Uncle. Yeah.
So it's shit log. It's a shit log.
I've never heard of that before.
It's a log that the Catalonians, they take it inside, they put a blanket over it, and it's basically kind of like their Santa Claus. It all happens around December.
What?
So they...
This is really funny that you are teaching me, what a Spanish word means. This is great.
So Cagatillo, they find a log, they bring it in, put a blanket over it.
Any log.
Well, it's got to be kind of like something that you would put in a fireplace. And you put a blanket over them and you feed the log. Like, so you know how you leave out cookies for Santa?
Yeah.
You leave out cookies for the Cagatillo, and then the kids go to bed, and the log eats the food that it leaves out. Then the log shits presents.
This is fucking amazing.
Who would believe that?
And there's also a song, I don't know the melody, where the kids get around with sticks and they say in Spanish, and maybe you can teach me what it would be. It's shit log shit, or I'll hit you with this stick. And then they literally beat the shit.
Cagatillo, cagar.
Cagatillo, caga, si no, para que me den mis regalitos.
It sounds so adorable when you say it.
Wait, say it again.
Caga, tío, caga, para que me den mis regalitos.
And then the presents come out, and some parents try to make the presents warm because it's supposed to be.
No.
Yeah. And then after you've done all of this, you throw the log in the fire because it was like, we kept you warm.
You kill Cagatillo?
You kill Cagatillo every year. It's like we kept you warm. We put a blanket on you. We fed you. Now you got to keep us warm.
This is a very
and
mean.
you throw them in. Yes. Yet also, I feel
it's kind of like Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Pooh.
Yeah.
Except like interactive.
And you just pick up a log from the forest. So you've never heard of this?
Never in my life. No.
I
we
feel
don't
like
do
someone
this.
pulled a
think-
prank
yeah,
on
I
me.
was just gonna
In
say,
the southern
I think,
Spain.
he like goes to the marketplace in Catalonia.
Because I have a couple of cagatillas that a friend of from Spain
Really?
sent to me, and then there's also
All of like as he
You know
sent,
what we
as
should
he, as
do?
he sent them,
You know
he was
what we
going,
should do?
He was going. He still believes in Cagatillo.
yeah.
We should call my friend that is from there and ask him because I don't know. I'm not sure about
Who
that.
sent you them?
My friend Violetta from Barcelona. She sent them to me, and she also said that all right, I'm gonna go with this one. That there's also there's two special characters in the Catalonian Advent or the nativity scene.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the baby Jesus, you got the wise men, you got Joseph, you got Mary, you got the camels, you got all of that stuff. Then there's also
Did you say caramels?
no.
What did you?
Camels?
Camels?
Oh, camels!
Yeah.
I was like, you got the caramels. I was like, is this a Spanish
I'm sorry. Do
tradition
you not make a caramel Jesus every year? Is that not you? Is it me? Is it just me?
Sorry, I got the camels.
You got a couple of nougats. You got a caramel Jesus. I'm Snickers. I'm thinking of Snickers. That's my. Sorry, I was thinking of Christmas, but it's Snickers. Then there's two special figures: the cogner, the shitter, and the pisser. And there's a guy taking a dump, and there's a guy peeing.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
I've
So
heard
the
of that
manger?
one. Yes.
no,
So
in the nativity scene.
It's like you
In
have
the
to
manger.
find them. You know, you
Oh.
have
Yeah.
to find them.
Yes.
Like, let's see where the guy that you have to
Yes,
find them. I've heard of that.
because the idea is yes,
It's real.
Yes, the way Jesus was born and it was a special day, but it was a day like any other day where
It
people
was
were
busy,
shitting and
you know?
pissing.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. That is hysterical.
And they make like really famous people being the cogner. Like you could get an Obama shitting. There's a Trump one now, and he's pooping gold. I've seen those.
So much poop in
Yeah.
this podcast.
I know.
so much poop.
Yeah, I think we're gonna change it to quick poop.
Golly. Gal or G.
Poopcast.
Poopcast.
Yeah.
I like it. Poop caga.
What's happening? Are you okay? It's okay. Just roll with it. All right, put a wallet in his mouth.
Should we review?
To review. Grab your dog if there's a fire.
If there's a fire and your computer's burned, grab your dog.
Exactly.
This
Or your loved one.
or your loved one,
Or your journal.
or your journal, or your
Memories.
guitar.
Memories.
Yes.
Don't lose them.
This podcast will teach you English.
Guys, we're basically educating millions of international non-English speaking.
Yeah, exactly. We are a correspondence course in English now. It's 100% verified.
Fun fact: Sex in the City teaches you English.
Teaches you English. And which girl were you more like in the that's the whole thing, right?
Which Sex in the City character were you?
Which one do you think?
I've never seen the show.
I couldn't.
I have no idea.
I like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah,
So you're
of
a
course,
Carrie.
Bradshaw.
A Carrie. Yeah.
We're like, we've never seen. Oh, Carrie Bradshaw.
Yeah, Carrie.
Stepping in poop barefoot is good luck.
It's good luck. It's 100% good luck. So if you've done that, congratulations.
Yeah.
Go play your
Go play
lottery
lottery,
numbers.
guys, 'cause,
it's your day.
today is your day.
You are fucking nailing it. When scared, you're gonna revert to your absolute core self, and
Yeah.
you'll probably say motherfucker in your native tongue.
Primal instincts kick in. And the Spaniards, they got some weird Christmas customs.
And so much so that some of them don't even know about them.
So weird that other Spaniards never heard of them.
Doubt you when you bring them up.
Alicia, please tell us your social media information.
Oh, my social media information is Alicia Sanz is easy _
That's spell it for him.
ALIL. Wait, I have to think about it. ALICIASANZ _ There you go.
Underscore at the end, not
Yes.
in between.
At the
No,
very
the
end. I am at Sadowski23 on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm at Mr. Travis Clark on both platforms until I quit them. And the show is at QuickQPod.
Guys, keep your eyes out for Miss Alicia Sanz. You can see her in another upcoming movie that I co-starred with her in called Shookum Hills. It's guaranteed to scare the shit out of you.
And then you'll step in it and you'll have good luck.
Bam! See you next time, guys.
Quick question.